Hello and welcome back to the Red Zone, viewers. We're continuing with the second of 5 top 5 games of 2015 videos, so if you haven't seen the first video, go check it out, but then come right on back for this one. This video, we're going to switch gears a bit from the colorful, cartoony retail release to a gritty, futuristic eShop exclusive. I'm talking about Fast Racing Neo. F-Zero fans rejoice because Shin'en Multimedia finally answered your prayers when they brought Fast Racing Neo to the Wii U eShop in December. This one ticks all the boxes too. Blasting through futuristic cities, mines, mountains, seascapes, deserts, skyways, and more? Check. Piloting hovercars at insane speeds and fender-bending action against aggressive opponents? Check. Collecting on-track elements to fill your boost gauge and surge into first place? Check. Track full of twists, turns, jumps, and other exciting hazards? Check. An abundance of scoops, flares, spoilers, foils, and neon lights on every vehicle? Check, checkaroo. The only thing really missing is a health bar, but you can be spun out by boosting enemies, or destroyed either by on-track hazards or by flying too far off track. Fast Racing Neo is much more than just a rehashing of our favorite F-Zero tropes though. The game impresses its unique personality upon the player almost immediately, with both its unique vehicle handling and the phase-shifting premise. The controls made look similar to any F-Zero game, with throttle, brake, steering, and leaning, but the way the leaning affects the vehicle is much more subtle than in an F-Zero game, which are more like Mario Kart than Fast Racing Neo. Additionally, the way the vehicles in Fast Racing Neo corner has a smooth but sudden transition from understeer to oversteer, which gives the vehicles a real sense of hovering without making everything feel overly floaty, like in many of the F-Zero games. I'm looking at you, F-Zero Maximum Velocity. But it's the phase shift concept that really helps to set Fast Racing Neo apart. Each vehicle is always in either one of two phases at any given point in time, represented by either orange or cyan coloration on the vehicle's lights, which correspond to the coloration of various elements on track, like boost strips and jumps. Being in the correct phase while driving over or through these elements will result in a boost and or jump, allowing you the chance to put some of your opponents into the rear view. However, hitting these elements while in the wrong phase will cause your vehicle to slow drastically, so it's really important to keep an eye on which elements you're approaching, remain mindful of your vehicle's phase, and shift appropriately. The game makes use of this element to varying degrees on differing tracks, with some giving you plenty of time to see approaching elements and casually change phase in advance, while other tracks have alternating elements laid down in rapid succession over twists and rises, requiring some very twitch reflexes to shift phase in time to take full advantage of those available boosts. Add to this some rubber banding AI, and you're sure to have some opponents with which to swap paint no matter your position. This keeps things interesting should you fall behind, but can also make it frustratingly difficult to break away from the pack. I'd be doing this game a disservice if I didn't mention how well it maintains an unfaltering sense of speed, even at the lower difficulty settings. This is largely due to a silky smooth 60 frames per second frame rate, but also due to some rather intelligent graphic design, which really blew me away for a budget title. All the wonderful lighting, reflections, shadows, textures, particle effects, and motion blur come together perfectly to create both a treat for your eyes and an engaging sense of speed. That is, unless you stop. Taking time to smell the flowers will expose just how many of the game's assets were designed to be seen with only fleeting glances. Coming to a stop mid-track can reveal 2D assets with rotation locked to the camera, and shadows which look like they have no anti-aliasing at all. But trust me, none of this will matter or even be noticeable out of your periphery as you challenge the very fabric of space and time itself in your crusade to attain a higher velocity than that of your foes. Added to this experience is a soundtrack by Julian Arts offering some of the most up-tempo trance and electronica tracks you could ask for, with enough thrillingly crunchy electric guitar riffs to supercharge your nostalgia for 90s retrofuturism. All of this is crammed into 16 tracks spread across 4 cups, which can be played through on 3 different difficulty settings. Doing well enough at these will unlock a 4th difficulty called Hero Mode, which re-implements the health bar and provides an homage to the story mode of F-Zero games. Beyond just the single player experience is also local and online versus modes, both of which seem to run at a consistent 30 frames per second, which may be lower than the single player, but still manages to maintain the wonderfully fast sense of speed. In fact, the only time fast racing Neo really hits the brakes is in regards to the UI, which is basic to the point of being minimalistic, omitting even a simple options menu. This might irk some players, but personally, I found this to be a wonderful callback to the days of simply inserting a cartridge, booting up the system, and getting down to brass tacks. I highly recommend racing over to the Wii U eShop to download your copy of Fast Racing Neo. So there's the second of my top 5 games of 2015. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of Fast Racing Neo, or if you've had a chance to try it out. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and share it with your friends. I'll have another video ready for you soon, but in the meantime, stay in the zone.